Next, we got the muscular system of the big arm musculature. A list here. Supraspinatus muscle, supraspinatus muscle, number 6. Let's find that. Supraspinatus muscle. Okay. On top of the scapula, just above the spine. This is the supraspinatus muscle, supraspinatus muscle, supraspinatus muscle, supraspinatus muscle. And then we got the infraspinatus muscle, which is located in the middle of the scapula. Looks like maybe the third one down. This is the infraspinatus muscle, infraspinatus muscle, infraspinatus muscle, infraspinatus muscle, infraspinatus muscle. Teres Minor muscle, so number 8 right here, the Teres Minor muscle. It's also on the scapula. It's one of the last ones that does that. The other one actually goes under from the scapula underneath, attaches to the other side of the humerus. Teres Minor muscle, Teres Minor muscle, Teres Minor muscle. This is the Teres Major muscle. It goes from the scapula underneath the armpit. This is the Teres Major muscle, the Teres Major muscle. This is the Teres Major muscle. This is the Teres Major muscle. This is the Teres Major muscle. Teres Major muscle. Then we got the deltoid muscle. So it's that muscle that kind of goes around the humerus, the head of the humerus, attaches from the scapula to the clavicle probably. Just hangs around at the end of the humerus and just surrounds it. It's called the deltoid muscle. This is the deltoid muscle. Deltoid muscle. The deltoid muscle. Next, we got the Triceps Brachii muscle. Brachii. 16 and 17. All right. It's on the posterior, or anterior and posterior side of the arm. So this is the Triceps Brachii, Triceps Brachii, Triceps Brachii, Triceps Brachii muscle, Triceps Brachii muscle, Triceps Brachii muscle. Then we got the Brachialis muscle. This is the Brachialis muscle, Brachialis muscle, Brachialis muscle, Brachialis muscle. This is the Brachialis muscle, the Brachialis muscle. And that's located towards the bicep side. And then next we got the biceps brachii. And that makes up the inner side of the thumb muscle on your humerus, towards your humerus. Your bicep. So the brachialis muscle be underneath the bicep, on the just between the bicep and the triceps. The Brachialis muscle is between the bicep and the triceps. Bicep brachii, bicep brachii, bicep brachii muscle, bicep brachii muscle, bicep brachii muscle. Coracobrachialis muscle, coracobrachialis muscle. Just underneath the upper part of the biceps where it connects to the scapula. It's called the coracobrachialis muscle, coracobrachialis muscle, coracobrachialis muscle, coracobrachialis muscle. This is the coracobrachialis muscle right here, number 15. And then we got the extensor digitorum muscle, extensor digitorum muscle, number 30. To look for that. Here's number 30. It's called the extensor digitorum muscle. This is the extensor digitorum muscle. This is the extensor digitorum muscle. Extensor digitorum muscle. Then we got the extensor Carpi Ulnaris muscle, number 32. In the middle there, towards the pinky, the ulna, up the ulna towards the elbow. It's the second muscle down on the posterior side. Number 32, right there. That is called the extensor Carpi Ulnaris muscle, extensor Carpi Ulnaris muscle, extensor Carpi Ulnaris muscle, extensor Carpi Ulnaris muscle, number 25. Flexor Carpi Ulnaris muscle, number 25. On the inside of your pinky and up the arm here, you will find the flexor Carpi Ulnaris muscle, flexor Carpi Ulnaris muscle, flexor Carpi Ulnaris muscle. And then we got the extensor digiti minimi muscle, minimi muscle, extensor digiti minimi muscle. This is the extensor digiti minimi muscle, extensor digiti minimi muscle, 31. Extensor digiti minimi muscle. It's that little muscle that goes along the front of your arm, along your ring finger on your left hand. You follow that up to that little muscle there above your ring finger on your left hand. And that would be the extensor digiti minimi muscle, the extensor digiti minimi muscle, extensor digiti minimi muscle, extensor digiti minimi muscle. Then we got the abductor Poliscus longus muscle, abductor Pullicus longus muscle. This is the abductor Pullicus longus muscle. So the back of your hand. Just up the thumb, there's two kind of tendons that three tendons that attach to your thumb. You go to the back of your thumb. If you go 1, 2, 3 up, This is the Abductor Pullicus longus muscle, Abductor Pullicus longus muscle, Abductor Pullicus longus muscle, Abductor Pullicus longus muscle. Next, we got the Abductor Pullicus Brevis muscle. Here's your thumb. It's located on the inner side of your thumb, just about halfway in. It's called the Abductor Poliscus Brevis muscle, Abductor Poliscus Brevis muscle, Abductor Poliscus Brevis muscle, Abductor Poliscus Brevis muscle, and Conius muscle. This is the Anconius muscle. Anconius muscle. So let's see where that is on our arm. Okay, that's right here. Up the ulna, towards the elbow. It's one of the last ones side towards the towards your elbow before it gets to the humerus, I guess. It's called the Anconius muscle. This is the Anconius muscle, the Anconius muscle, the Anconius muscle, the Anconius muscle. And we got the Extensor Carpi radius brevis muscle. This is the Anconius muscle by your elbow on the ulna side. This is number 21. It's called the Extensor Carpi Radialis Brevis muscle, Extensor Carpi Radialis Brevis muscle, Extensor Carpi Radialis Brevis muscle. Extensor Carpi Radialis Brevis muscle is located on the radius, just about midway up your arm. Extensor Carpi Radialis Brevis muscle, Extensor Carpi Radialis Brevis muscle. Number 20, Extensor Carpi Radialis Longus muscle, Extensor Carpi Radialis Longus muscle is located right here. So it's the next one up your radius, towards the top there, towards your elbow. It's the second one near the top, towards the elbow. And it's called the Extensor Carpi Radialis Longus muscle, Extensor Carpi Radialis Longus muscle, Extensor Carpi Radialis Longus muscle, Extensor Carpi Radialis Longus muscle. Then we got number 19, Brachii or Radialis muscle. So it's the last one on the radius towards the elbow, on the back of your hand. You follow that up. It's called the Brachii or Radialis muscle, Brachii or Radialis muscle, Brachii or Radialis muscle, Brachii or Radialis muscle, Brachii or Radialis muscle. Number 22, Pronator Teres muscle, located on the radius at the very top there towards your elbow. And it's called the Pronator Teres muscle. This is the Pronator Teres muscle, the Pronator Teres muscle, Pronator Teres muscle, Pronator Teres muscle. Number 23, it's called the Flexor Carpi Radialis muscle, Flexor Carpi Radialis muscle, goes along the radius. It's the next one down from the top. It's called the Flexor Carpi Radialis Muscle, Flexor Carpi Radialis Muscle, Flexor Carpi Radialis Muscle. Then we got the Palmaris Longus Muscle, number 24. Palmaris Longus Muscle. This one goes along the radius, kind of in the middle, down the middle of your arm. It's called the Palmaris Longus Muscle. This is the Palmaris Longus Muscle. Palmaris Longus Muscle. Palmaris Longus Muscle. Palmaris Longus Muscle. Next we got number 26. The Flexor Digitorum Superficialis Muscle, which is just on the posterior side of the wrist, there in the middle. Here, side of the wrist in the middle, there. On that white stuff, and it's called the Flexor. It's called the Flexor Digitorum Superficialis Muscle. Flexor Digitorum Superficialis Muscle. Flexor Digitorum Superficialis Muscle. Flexor Digitorum Superficialis Muscle. Then we got number 27. Flexor Digitorum Profundus Muscle. Got the Flexor Digitorum Profundus Muscle, number 27. And that is located under this big muscle, just up from the palm of your hand. It's right here, number 27. Runs underneath 26. Right there. The Flexor Digitorum Profundus Muscle. Flexor Digitorum Profundus Muscle. Flexor Digitorum Profundus Muscle. Flexor Digitorum Profundus Muscle. Then we got the Supinator Muscle. The Supinator Muscle, number 34, right here. The forearm just underneath that muscle there, towards the top. It's called the Supinator Muscle. Supinator Muscle. The Supinator Muscle. This is the Supinator Muscle. The Supinator Muscle. Let's go back. I want to show you the Flexor Digitorum Profundus Muscle. Runs along the ulna. It's called the Flexor Digitorum Profundus Muscle. All right, number 5, the last one. Subscapularis Muscle, number 5. The Subscapularis Muscle is located on the anterior side of the scapula, and it's towards that top middle section of the scapula. It's called the Subscapularis Muscle. This is Subscapularis Muscle. The Subscapularis Muscle. The Subscapularis Muscle. Subscapularis Muscle.